Hello everybody, it is Chad here from LootTunes, and welcome back to another thrilling and chilling episode of every animated movie of the year. And today, we saw The Secret Life of Pets. Now, I've got to be honest, I've been completely trailer fatigued from this movie. I don't know if trailer fatigue is a thing people say, but that's really the best way to describe it. The Pets trailer seems to be everywhere in front of YouTube videos, before every movie, in between every other commercial. It got to the point where I began to memorize the lines from the spots. I mean, between this movie and the Minions movie, I'm now convinced that Illumination Entertainment allocates way more to their advertising budgets than most other animated films, just based on the sheer saturation of their movies alone. Anyways, the constant airing of these commercials and trailers left me, again, fatigued from the film. Not a great way to go in, but I tried to keep a positive and open mind. So what's the flick about? Well, Max is a very contented little dog living happily with his owner. But one day his owner gets another dog, and Max does not get along with this new dog, Duke. Their rivalry leads them one day to get lost, and the movie centralizes around Duke and Max figuring out how to work together to find their way back home, with of course the help of some kooky and crazy characters along the way. Pretty cut and dry. What works in this movie better than anything else is the pets, which is good because if that doesn't work, then the movie's kind of screwed. Now, what do I mean by the pets work? Well, people love their pets, and this movie nails the small quirks and mannerisms of the various animals to where people can easily relate those things back to their own pets. From the apathetic nature of the cats to the chipper pep of the dogs, the movie excels best in scenes with less dialogue and more just pets doing random pet things, lots of which you see in the trailer. Illumination has proved with the success of the Minions movies that they really shine with low dialogue physical comedy, and that strength is present yet again with The Secret Life of Pets. Speaking of dialogue, Kevin Hart really stood out to me in his performance. I discovered that I prefer Hart much more in animated films than live action ones. People are always talking about how animated he is, so I guess it's kind of a match made in heaven. And I've got to say, he was pretty damn funny as the magician's rejected white rabbit, and he carried a lot of the comedy for me. Jenny Slate also was very good. She's got that really distinct, cute kind of sounding voice, and I expect we'll see a lot of her in animated stuff down the road, as we already had her in Zootopia as well. I talked about the darker vibe and strangely quiet theater during my viewing of Finding Dory. Well, I caught Pets at the same time slot on the same day at the same theater, and this theater was laughing non-stop. Pets is simply just a really fun adventure with a light tone and some really fun and goofy characters. I think I laughed more during this movie than any of the other entries so far. As a past cat and dog owner, the portrayal of some of these animals is just too hard not to at least crack a smile. But even having said that, this movie is pretty middle of the road for me, and probably not one that'll stick in my memory beyond a few years. It doesn't bring much new or exciting from the animation front, and it doesn't have the hard-hitting heart of some of this year's earlier releases. It's true, Dory may have been kind of a downer in ways, but it had its stance and delivered it wonderfully. Some of my indifference with this movie circles back to the plot. It is very predictable. From the second I saw the trailer, I knew exactly how it would play out, and it did. Probably because it's not the first time we've seen it. Character A lives a harmonious life with its owner/parent, and Character B is added to the family later. The owner/parent begins to pay more attention to Character B, and this threatens Character A, who will, at first, try to get rid of Character B. And through the events of the story, Character A and Character B will learn to get along and live harmoniously once again in the family unit with their parent/owner. Where have I heard this story before? Perhaps the 1998 Rugrats movie, it's pretty much the exact same plot. Or perhaps the Lily the Mouse kids books with her new brother Julius. Or probably many other instances in which this formula has been used. But I don't blame them. It's a strong story format and gives characters great motivation. And the characters in The Secret Life of Pets are motivated thusly. It doesn't completely lack heart and has a lot of great character moments, which goes a long way in helping this one not fall very far down the list. So with that, let's throw to the list where The Secret Life of Pets is clocking in right below Finding Dory, with a fairly large margin of space between those two, I would say. It's true, I ding Pets for not having quite as much heart as the films above it, or maybe as strong a message, but that's not always what you want. Sometimes a silly, smiley adventure joyride is just what the doctor ordered, and that's what Pets is. So that's it for me today. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of The Secret Life of Pets, and I will see you guys next time on every animated movie of the year.